This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let me hear you scream. It's the Worldwide DJ Coalition.
Yes! BDSIR Network, the best of show in World 1 Radio. How are you feeling out there? Re-Rock Spot on 920, International Fleet Radio, Love the Beat Radio, Hootananny Radio. Hey, shout out to Love the Beat Radio, particularly the lady called Zara Palmer, because this particular episode all started with her 1 year ago. You know what I mean? It was the Live Lounge Unplugged. She had some special guests in. You know what I mean? And my special guest today was one of them. You know what I mean? Now we brought it to the RePPiN4U side. You see me? My name's Grab Body P. Acknowledge me. Say it to me. Now, this guy I've got with me right now, you have to recognize, man, because he's got a big show. He's got big shows coming out over here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about his career, everything he's got going on. We're going to talk about it. So, I need you to acknowledge this guy. I need you to acknowledge Brooklyn, Queens. Yes. Welcome to the RePPiN4U Hip Hop Show, MC Reef. We're at the Hootananny Brixton, one of my favorite places in the UK right now. You see what I'm saying? Soon home to be, where Black Milk will be performing here in a few months' time. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show.
Good, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate that.
Yes. Every time, man. You know what I mean? Zara, take a bow, man. Because if it wasn't for you, this would not be happening right now. I will say that much. You know what I mean? And we had a lot of fun last year. We're carrying it over. So here what now, MC Reef? This is the chance where I could get to know you a lot more, because last year it was just party time.
Yeah.
Not saying we're gonna do the same thing here, you know, but last time it was straight party time. Right now, it's all about you. It's all about the tour coming up. We're gonna talk about it. Before that, I want to get to know your origins, how you fell in love with the hip-hop art form and all that. Let's get to the genesis of it before we go into the tour.
Yeah, man. So it's a very unconventional story, something that you probably wouldn't expect, but
that's what we're here for, man.
You know, I didn't really grow up in a music household. I mean, my stepdad did listen to hip-hop. He only listened to like the same 3 albums. You know, Tupac, Me Against the World. He listened to Biggie, Ready to Die.
Right. And
he had R. Kelly's greatest hits. Like, those were his favorite albums that he played. So that was like the only.
He never had a big. Okay, he never had a big CD rack.
My mom wasn't for none of that. She didn't even let us listen to hip hop a lot. Actually, we was only allowed to listen to it like on the radio, like if it was like on Hot 97, because we knew it wouldn't be no curses. They wouldn't play no violent music or whatever. So
yeah.
But yeah, like that's the only way that I would be able to hear it. But then one day, you know, when I was in high school, I was walking with my sister to the bus, and it was like raining really hard. And I found like a USB drive outside, and it looked like just a regular USB drive, and I was like into tech and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me take this. Maybe I could find some stuff on it.
We're in the age of the USB drive. That was that long ago then.
This was, I want to say 02, 03.
02, 03, okay.
03. So this is when
the USB must have been just invented then, around that time.
About, yeah. That's when the floppy disk was getting phased out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sound so old talking about that. But no, so yeah, we had computer class in school, and you know, I remember that I had the USB drive. So come to find out, the USB drive was actually an MP3 player. Ooh. Somebody had dropped the MP3 player, so when I had plugged it in, it had Kanye, T.I., Lil Wayne, T-Pain. It had so many OGs on there.
Yeah,
people that I was like starting to discover. I was already at the time. I was a huge Kanye fan because I heard the late registration. So that was like, that was my thing, you know. So,
come on.
Yeah, like, and then I was also a huge T-Pain fan. Like, I used to really, you know, like I said, I was only allowed to really listen to like R&B. So like T-Pain would come on, like, but this when he started doing In Love with a Stripper.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know,
that
so-
brings back personal memories.
But yeah, man. So
I wasn't in love with a stripper. Nah, never that. But yeah.
But yeah, man, that's where it all started. You know, that's why I really started like really listening, like, and understanding lyrics and, you know, cadences and things of that nature. And then in that same, I want to say 2 years later in high school, the dean that I had, he ended up switching over to a new school. You know, so he left us, and he was mad cool. Shout out to Mr. Mustafa, real cool.
Okay.
Dude. He looked out for me a lot.
Right.
So then we ended up with Mr. Edwards, and Mr. Edwards, you know, he gave me like undercover detective. Like, he wasn't even like he was a dean, but he just moved like he was a detective in his past life or something. I don't know. But, yeah, he had like this no BS attitude. Like, he really didn't play with the kid. You know, he didn't play with us like that. You know, he was like, you know, everything is serious and y'all gotta get to class.
So was he like the dean in How High?
Yeah. Yup.
I read better to curse him out.
Yeah, so like I you know, hate is a strong word, but I would say at the time that's what I felt. You know, I was just like, man, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
And you know, I was also at the time, like, my side hustle was either selling gum or sneaking electronics into the school. You know, so I would sneak everybody's stuff into the school and all that. And one day he caught me. This is why I say he moves like a detective. So it was like he actually caught me one day. So I was like going through the school to go to the door to the outside, and he was standing outside the door waiting for me to come and get it. So, you know, and it was just like, he said, you got two choices. Either I expel you or I put you in this music program. So he put me in something called, my school has rhythm, not hip hop. And the punishment.
Wait. My school has rhythm, not hip hop.
Sorry, not violence.
Not violence.
Sorry, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. My school has rhythm, not violence.
Oh, I nearly had heart failure, you know,
I'm so
because
sorry,
I thought this school was gonna, you know, insult me, insult us, not hip hop. I'm like, it's sounding a bit Donald Trumpish to me, but.
But yeah, I didn't have any clue how to write a song, but I knew that I liked music.
Yeah.
I liked hip hop at this point because, again, I was listening to Kanye and to a few other. T.I. was like really dope at that time too. That was like when he was.
So yeah, so we definitely talking 2005ish then.
Yeah. This one T.I. had I'm Serious. Yeah, so it was like very early 2000s, man, very early. And I wrote the song. We were supposed to perform it in front of the school, and I caught stage fright. But I knew in that moment that this is what I wanted to do. Like, I felt it, and I was like, yo, I like this. And then I also wasn't very popular, but when I did that right there, everyone was just like, yo, you got to keep going. So I was like, wow.
What?
So like for a
Well, at
moment,
least you didn't get booed off the stage, man.
at least I didn't, yeah. But I definitely had stage fright, and I was just like, I can't, you know, I got to get better at this.
So let me ask you this: was this in your hometown of Brooklyn?
I used to go
Queens?
I was in Queens, yeah. So I was born in Brooklyn, Coney
Right.
Island. But we moved to Queens, and I was living in Far Rockaway, and I went to Springfield Gardens High School, which is in Jamaica, Queens.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, that's
See, the
where.
reason why I asked that was because, you know, I know that back in the day, because we over here in the UK, we used to watch something called Showtime at the Apollo. So we know about it, and we know how hostile New York crowds are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, thankfully for you, that didn't happen. That's good.
Right. I mean, and then on top of that, we was around a whole bunch of teenagers, so they could have easily booed us. You know, I could have got bullied even more for it. Who knows? But thankfully, I didn't. You know, so shout out to that. But that's really where it started. And then I actually had a friend in high school who was a producer from the Netherlands. He couldn't speak English, but I was the only one that would like try to attempt to talk to him. So, you know, he was in ESL at the same time too. So he ended up learning English. And the first thing he said to me, like when he knew how to fully speak, he was like, "Yo, man, if you let me produce your project for you, you know, I could teach you how to, you know, organize like an album and like release music and stuff." Because at the time, you know, albums were the thing. So yeah, like, you know, that's how it started. It started just like that. You know, once we graduated high school, I went to his house. We had the pop filter, which was a wire hanger and like a stocking cap. And then we had like these wired headphones that we plugged into his laptop, and that's how we made my very first song. Titled Money Over Everything, which is available on SoundCloud.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a really great experience. You know, I didn't feel like it was too much for me. You know, I felt like I was right at home. I didn't feel like I was trying to be somebody that you know, because, you know, a lot of people become like music artists or athletes or whatever just to get a lifestyle that you need there. So
Yeah.
that
of
wasn't
course.
me. Yeah, that wasn't me. I wasn't all for the gimmicks. So yeah, man, it turned out that way, and I really enjoyed it. You know, and I just kept going. So here I am today.
Here you are, man. Here you are, fantastic, man. You know what I mean? You know what? The Dean, I mean, for what it's worth, he did you a favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could have expelled you, and you'd have been in a lot of trouble. You'd have been, oh gosh, the beatings.
Yeah, my mom was not playing with that.
It would be tantalizing.
My mom would have been so mad, man, for real. So yeah, thankful for that, man. I'm very thankful for that, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, when you speak about that, right? When you speak about that, it brings me to my next question. Whether you want to talk about it or not, that's on you. You've got a track I noticed called, well, 2 tracks. One's called Fatherless, the other one Uncle P. So what I've come to find out when I read up on you and got to find out was that you have a better relationship with your uncles than you do your father.
Yes.
Is that still the case today?
Yeah. So, you know, my dad was never really around. I got to meet him when I was 15 years old, but like so the song was literally about the day that I met him. So
Right.
like, yeah, that whole story was like that day. So he literally walked in the house, looked at me like, I don't know who you are, like I don't know.
Dang!
Yeah, like he didn't have no type of energy towards me, but he gave me his phone number, a business card, and he was like, yo, call me anytime. So when I called him, he was like, yeah, I'm at work, I'll call you back. But I was using a payphone, so I was like,
Oh,
yeah. So I was like,
man.
you can't call me back on the payphone. So
Yeah.
So I was like, and then unfortunately, I ended up losing the business card. Like it got, it was like a paper card, so it got wrinkled and destroyed. So I didn't memorize his number. And then, long story short, I found out, when I graduated, my last year of high school, I found out that he ended up passing away. Yeah, so I never found out the cause, but, I mean, all I could say is thank you for giving birth to me, like thank you for creating me. So it's like, whether you got to witness it or not, there's a lot of greatness going on. So I'm cool with that. And my uncles, I have 4 uncles, but this one, Uncle P in particular,
Yeah.
he was like the real hardcore one. He was like, which he later revealed later in his life before he passed that I was the son that he wished he had.
Oh, man,
yeah. And
for
it was
real.
kind of weird to hear, because he was really uncle and nephew, and that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
So for him to say that to me, it was just like, wow, I didn't look at it that way. But then over time, I got to understand it. I understood why he said that. But yeah, he was really serious about things. He taught me a lot about being serious, being, structured, understanding how to do things without slouching. A lot of people don't have an intention towards what they do. So that was his thing. It's you have to be intentional with everything you do. It doesn't matter what it is. When you meet people, you shake their hand, you look them in the eye. When you talk, you speak loud. He was one of those people. When you walk with your chest out. He was one of those people. Really teaching me to
Really proud.
Yeah. So, and he was real tough on me too. He definitely didn't let me get over easy. But the older I got, the more easier it was for me to be around him, because it's it was never difficult, but it was he understood that I was growing. And he was patient with that, so he never really shamed me for a lot of stuff. If I got in trouble by him, a lot of times he would lecture me, but if he really had to put the works on, then he would. But for the most part, that was a very rare occasion. So yeah, we had a great relationship. He taught me a lot, and a lot of people would say, especially in my family and those who got to meet him, they would say I model him a lot. So I mean, I'm a little bit more jokey and I laugh at a lot of things, but he's more serious with it. But people can see our mannerisms are exactly the same. So yeah, I'm a hustler just like him. I'm serious about my craft like him, So it's a lot that I really owe to him for real.
So how serious are we talking? To the point where, because your Uncle P says he felt like you were the son that he never had. So to that end, does he have any children of his own?
Yeah, he had 4 children actually.
Okay.
But his oldest son.
Were they all? Oh, okay, I was gonna ask if they were all daughters.
No, he has 2 sons, 2 daughters. The youngest son is probably about 10 right now, maybe 11, 12.
Yeah.
He's around that age. And the oldest is in his 30s. I'm not exactly sure how old, but he's in his 30s. But you know, not to get too deep into his story, but he just wasn't on the right path. You know, he wasn't doing, you know, he wasn't like a lost cause, but he was like just doing things on his own way. And you know, my uncle, I guess, couldn't get him to mold him into what I was being molded into.
Right.
Yeah. So he just kind of like, he never abandoned him, but he's just kind of like put him on the back burner. You know, it's like, I got my nephew. You know, my nephew gonna come through. He's gonna hang out, spend time with me, and you know, things of that nature. So. Yeah, that's how it always was, you know. But I did grow up with my cousin, his oldest son. I grew his oldest daughter. We're very close to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very close with my family, my cousins specifically. You know, like we still have that tight bond. So
good.
Yeah, nothing has changed.
All right. That's all right, man. That's blessed still. That is blessed. So let me ask you this, man. You know, and we will talk about the whole tour situation because you know. After all, that's what we're here for.
Right.
But for you personally, are you a father now or
no?
Not a father yet. Okay.
Working on it, but not actively. But you know, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Because the reason why I ask because what some of your aliases, you're so ambitious. You know what I mean? At one point, you were called Ambitious MC Reef.
Yes, sir.
But you decided to drop the ambitious out in the name.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me why is that?
Well, the ambition has always been like a trait of mine, a character trait, you know. But it was like when I first created, I want to say Facebook. Yeah, when I first created my Facebook account.
Yeah.
You know, that was just my username because I already knew, like, I knew I was an MC and I knew I was ambitious, and people had started to shorten my name to Reef. Like, my name is Sharif, but a lot of people shortened it. Like, they would just call me Reef. So I was like, oh, I got a nickname now. Cool.
Right.
You know, because you know what they say, the streets give you your nickname.
Yeah.
So, everyone just started shortening it, calling me Reef and everything, and so that was my name on socials. And when I did a song, I did a remix from my boy Y Hate, who lives in Florida now. And he just hit me up and he was like, yo, man, what should I call you? Ambitious MC Reef, or like, what is it? And I was like, MC Reef, like, that's it right there. You know,
catchy, more.
Yeah,
right.
It stuck with me and I've never changed it since. And this was back in 2013. So, yeah, I've been MC Reef since then.
All right, then, MC Reef, still ambitious, ain't nothing changed, you know what I mean?
At all.
That's cool, man, that's cool. The other alias that I've known to learn that you go by is Mr. Unexpected. Right, and you've got like projects based on that, like Volume 1, Volume 2. Is there a Volume 3?
There is a Volume 3. So Volume 1 is missing from the streaming platforms. I went through a series where I gave up on the streaming platforms because obviously they're paying us like pennies.
Yeah.
And so I deleted all my music off. But what at that same time, you know, I had a little situation with my phone. All my stuff ended up getting hacked. You know,
Lord.
It was a random situation. And so I lost access to all my Google account, all my social media, so I had to create everything from scratch. So I lost all of that music, and when I deleted it off the streaming platforms, I never backed it up to like the cloud or anything, or I never saved it to like a USB drive, because I wasn't like privy to like saving my stuff like for like the later journey to like look back on it. You know, so that was something I never really learned. You know, I just kind of like just kept going on, like I'm just growing in the game. I lost all of that, and I've been looking for it. I have the actual CD that I made in the studio back then, but it's like kind of damaged, so I've been looking for someone to see if they can like somehow read the CD, rip it off, and I could re-upload it. So if I'm able to do that, trust me, you're gonna see it again.
Then you'll see Volume 1, right?
Yeah. But there is a song on SoundCloud, just one song. It's called F.U. And that was the first song off the album that we recorded. I heard the beat and I loved it, and it was just like, so that's nothing. I'm very conceptual, so it's like when I hear something, whether it could be like the name of the beat or the beat can be like saying something to me, and I'm like, okay, that's a song, and we'll create the title from there and then the story from there. So it's called F.U. It's on SoundCloud, and that's like the only song from the Unexpected one that you can actually hear.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this. Keep it on that. So far, what do you feel is the most unexpected thing you have done in your career thus far?
Touring in London for 7 consecutive years.
You never saw that coming.
Not at all.
So London's become your second home now.
Yes, definitely.
Much like myself.
Yes.
Second home. Trying to make it my first home though. I feel that's my first home at my heart.
At heart, yeah.
At heart, it's my first home, man. You know what I mean? This is where hip hop lives.
My people in the States won't like me saying that, but I do feel at home when I'm here, man. You know, for real. It really feels like a welcoming feeling. Like,
well, word to Illa J. Illa J, he was out here not too long ago, performed out here at the Hootananny, big ups to him. You know what I mean? He felt like that. I'm home. You know what I mean? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I get a lot of love here too. Why not? You know, why not?
See it there? You know, any chance I get, I'll be down here, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, same way you feel like I feel.
Yeah.
My people in Wolverhampton, they're not gonna like me saying that I feel at home here.
Right.
But it's your fault.
It's real, man. It's like, I mean, but there's no disrespect to your hometown. I'm sure you understand exactly what you're saying. It's just you found another place that treats you like home as well. So
there you go.
Yeah. So that's literally all it is. So if anyone wants to hear that and be like, "Oh, you a traitor," or "You switching sides," they talking crazy, you know. So
I want to big up the ones you know who y'all is who represent Wolverhampton and you put Wolverhampton on your back. You know who y'all is, and you're putting on events out there, whatever the case may be, and truly representing. That is fantastic. Sometimes I wish I was in that position, but nah, you guys are carrying it, man. You'll continue to do your thing. You know who y'all is. But yeah, man, 7 consecutive years. That's definitely unexpected. Let's take it back to the first time you came out here. Like, do you recall like the purpose of the first time you came to the UK? Like,
yeah. So I went to in 2017. I went to a Token concert in New York at SOB's. Mm-hmm. And I paid for the all access pass. At this time, like I was learning like underground artists are better. Like it's better to go to underground concerts than mainstream because you get to do the meet and greets, you get to hang out with them, you get to join ciphers. There's a whole lot of exclusives.
Right, there you go. That's why I feel at home out here, man.
Right.
It's exactly that for that reason. For that same reason, yeah.
Yeah. So Token was doing the Between Somewhere tour. And I caught wind of it. I bought the all access pass. It was only $150 USD.
Yeah.
So I showed up there and I got to meet a lot of people. Sway in the Morning. I got to meet Chris Rivers, Oswald Benjamin. I met a whole lot of people backstage there. But we did the cipher, and I feel like I bombed it. I feel like I believe I have the video somewhere still.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy Dan Blake, who's from here, he was in the crowd and he came to interview Token. Like he came to like do like a journal report on Token. So he pulled up on me after the cipher and he was like, "Yo, man, I really like your verse." And I was like, that was trash. Like I was down. I was still very self-conscious of myself back then.
Well, you always gonna be your own verse critic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So I definitely messed it up. And it was my first time being in the cipher, like in front of everybody. So I was a little nervous on it, but so he pulled me outside. And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you a phone interview right here, but if you can get your passport and come to London, I'll give you a full complete radio interview at my station." So,
right.
Yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, I work for this big radio company. You know, I got my own station and everything." So I was like, "Wow." So 2018, I got my passport. And the situation with Uncle P happened in 2018.
Right.
So after that, one thing he always told me too, like travel. Go travel the world. Don't stay stagnant. Don't stay in your neighborhood. Don't stay in your city. Go somewhere else and experience life.
Yeah.
So, you know, when he passed, I took that to the heart. I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. So instead of being sad, I got my passport and I came out to London. I messaged Dan Blake and sure enough, he kept his word. He brought me out to his station, Pulse 88 Radio, gave me a full interview, did some freestyles. And it was just a really great time, you know, a really great vibe. And then when I left there, I did like I found the open mic. So I Googled open mics. Mm-hmm. And I found like this pub in Hackney. So I went to Hackney, I performed. There was this guy, he goes by the name Saddest Night Out. His name is Roy, but his tag is Saddest Night Out. He gave me a podcast interview after I performed.
Right. And
he was like, "Yo, man, come back to London anytime. So Dan Blake, Roy, and then I also have my boy Luke. I know it's a long-winded answer, but
No, we're here for it, man.
Luke is still my boy to this day. I actually just saw him like my first day out here. I called him and he was like, "Yo, man, I just got off of work, but I'm coming to meet you. Like I'm coming out. I don't care how tired I am. I'm coming to hang out with you. You're back in London." So Luke has been very instrumental in keeping me coming back, you know, because he's always showing me love. He's always keeping in touch with me and stuff like that. So yeah, Luke, shout out to Luke, man, aka Phantom, aka Luke Eventide. That's my guy right there, man.
Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what, you know, you found your new addiction coming out here. You know what I mean? Your 7th year, 7th year consecutively, has not missed a single year and does not plan on stopping. Let me ask you this. Are there elements of London that you kind of wish Brooklyn/Queens really had?
That's a good question. No, I like that it has its own life out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything is different everywhere. So like in Brooklyn, Queens, New York in general, you get a specific type of love. Then out here you get a specific type of love. So I didn't want to like confuse the two. Like I was grateful for coming out here and experiencing what I experienced here. So I never wanted to duplicate that and bring it back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had people, come out here, or even they spoke to me and they said, man, the life out here is very similar to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in Brixton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they're almost like brother and sister.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I mean? Very similar in in those aspects and everything, man. You know what I mean? So, but it's good that you feel at home out here, man.
You know what though? I mean, since you put it that way with Brooklyn and Brixton being similar, I wish there was a lot more like Caribbean spots out here. Because when you go to Brooklyn, there's a whole lot of them, and I'd be looking for the Caribbean food.
Wow!
Yeah. So
really?
if there's anything, I would love some more Caribbean restaurants out here, man. Like some actual Caribbean mom and pop shops. Like I would really love that.
Whoa!
Like, that's all through Brooklyn. You can find that anywhere in Brooklyn. So.
Whoa!
Yeah. I'm big on that.
I know there are some spots out here in Brixton, but like, sounds like to me you've checked them all out already.
I've been looking. I can't really find much. Like I'll find them here and there. Like they're hidden. Like they're very hidden. Very much hidden. So I'll find them here and there. But it's usually like just a random adventure walking through the streets of London. Like and I'll find something and be like, okay, cool, great.
Man.
Yeah. So definitely. I just wish it was a little bit more of that. I mean, because there's a lot of, a lot of our people here, a lot of our culture here, so I would love to see that a little bit more,
A little bit more, but that kind of stuns me, because it's like, I'll always remember this as long as I live, you know what I mean? In fact, and I'm taking it to the grave on top, so it's like, I'll never forget, I was at the Electric Brixton, right? Went to see Ghostface Killer perform, right? Great show,
That's
everything, powerful, alright, so cool. So now, me and my peoples were like, yeah, we're gonna go somewhere to eat now. So we actually found a Caribbean spot, right? So you can get an oxtail on, you can get your fried fish on, your yam and dumpling, your rice, all of that, right? We're just in there, just chilling, right? Ghostface Killer walks through the door. Now this is how true that man is. This is how true that man is. On Pretty Tony album, he said he doesn't need bodyguards. That is so true. Man come through with his peoples, no bodyguards. He just walks in, just walks in like it's another normal day, and just ordering food like it's Ghostface Killer,
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, brother.
That's crazy, man. That's actually really, really dope, man. That's a memory to hold on to.
It is, but man just walks in with all that shit. Me and my peoples, Ghostface and his peoples, we're just chilling, just. You know what I mean? Just holding the conversation while we're getting our food ordered. Man,
that's dope, man. That's love.
You know what I mean? For real though, man. For real though. Now we are gonna come to the actual rice and peas, the oxtail, the curry goat of this operation, of this thing.
I like what you did there.
It's called the Foreign Exchange Tour. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right, it sounds self-explanatory, but I want you to more expand on that, build on that. Why you called it that? What's the whole purpose?
I'm glad you asked that. So I was gonna call it the Unexpected Tour Part 2 because back in 2019 I did the Unexpected Tour.
Yeah.
But it was like literally just a bunch of open mics. Like so,
okay.
I did like a fake it till you make it. I did like 20 open mics, and I came out here and I just did 20 shows back to back, like just back to back.
Right.
So I was gonna call this, the official Unexpected Tour.
Yeah.
But I was talking to one of the headliners, Rakaya B. She's from Manchester, and
right.
She asked me, she was like, have you ever done an Unexpected Tour? And I was like, yeah. So I feel like I shouldn't have said yeah, but she was like, oh, you gotta do something different now. So I was like, oh man. So I just started typing in different names. I was like, the VIP Tour. I was like, the London Friends tour.
Yeah,
like,
the VIP. I remember
was-
asking you about one of your tracks about VIP back
Yes.
at the back at Sarah's show.
Yes.
I do record that. But yeah, continue
Yeah,
on.
so I was like trying to figure out a name for it, and I was just typing random names, and then the foreign exchange tour came up. Now the reason why that name came up is because kind of like what it was when we was buying drinks.
Yeah.
It's like
I
I always have to pay the foreign exchange currency rate, so it's like, and it messes me up so much. But I thought I'd pay a little homage to that because it's like, you know, it's like when you travel to a different country, you got to make sure your money's right. You know, you got to make sure you understand like their finances, how it works, their taxes, how much it's gonna charge you, like if your money's worth more or less out there.
Yeah.
And you know, I just thought it was cool. So foreign exchange also comes from the fact that I'm coming to a whole different country and I'm interacting with a whole bunch of people in a whole other country. You know, so it's literally like we're exchanging like energies, we're exchanging love, we're exchanging experiences, you know, things of that nature. So it's literally a foreign exchange. I'm coming to the US, the UK loves to have me here, they want to come out to New York, they all say it, you know what I'm saying? So it's literally an exchange. So that's where that
if
came
it's
from.
not New York, it's Atlanta. You know,
I've never heard no one say Atlanta though. They always say New York. Everyone
that's
is
strange,
always
you
New
know.
York.
Because I know Atlanta has something. I don't know if they still have it. They used to have something called that. Is it A3C or AC?
Yeah. A3C Festival. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if that's still a thing right now. I know
It is.
It's
It is.
still right. Okay.
I don't think they've done it last year though, but it's still a thing though.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I know some people. I know some of my peoples from and y'all know who y'all is. That they came out from Wolverhampton and whatever. They travelled out to Atlanta and they did that. You know what I mean? And they did their foreign exchange, and now they got crazy relationships going on right now.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about.
So yeah, man. So that's what's up, man. So you're connecting with UK artists out here. There was meant to be a show off the grid. You was telling me there was meant to be a show in Manchester.
Yes.
But things kind of went left.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a shame. Manchester is big from what I recall, hip hop scene as well. It's big, Manchester.
Yeah, a lot of people have been telling me to go to Manchester. So you know, when it
you
finally,
definitely need to do that. Definitely.
Well, we're working on taking a trip out there, so it really all depends on like how everything goes. I have some people coming from New York as well to join us on this tour.
Yeah.
And I got some local talent as well. So me and Rakaya B, you know, she's always been saying for all these years that we've been talking, she's like, yo, you gotta come to Manchester. I would love to have you here. I would love to have you here. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to go back to London, but like I always go to London. Let me try to expand. I've been to Birmingham before, but everyone again tells me go to Manchester. Everyone tells me to go elsewhere. Like just check out other places, you know. So
Bristol is another good city for hip hop as well.
I would like to go out there as well too, you know. So but I was just thinking of the connections that I have, you know. So I have a connect in Reading, so that's why I have a Reading show. And then the Manchester show with Rakaya B, you know, we were like in heavy talks with it. But then, you know, not to put her business out there, you know, she's been going through, like, life been hitting her, you know, so she's had to deal with her own trials and tribulations of certain things.
Yeah.
So we wasn't able to like make it happen in a good amount of time. However, we still have the invite to come out to Manchester during this tour, so we may still go out there.
And just check it out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, maybe we can find an open mic out there, you know, because I've already explained to the tour mates, so like, yo, if we do go out there, we can just find an open mic and get like a 2-song set. It doesn't matter. As long as we went out there, we can make our own connections. We can shoot some content out there. Actually, me and Rakaya have a song together called Sacrifices. Along with my boy Luke.
Oh yeah, I've come across that track, you know, Sacrifices. Yeah.
So we're actually gonna plan to shoot the music video when she comes to the town on the 18th. So she'll be here next week, and we're gonna try to get that video out the way. It's a really dope song. I've always wanted to shoot a video to it, so we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, man, definitely make that happen, man. You know what I mean? You gotta compensate. You know what I mean? You gotta compensate. I can't remember which artist it was. You know, that came out here, and the one show was cancelled for whatever reason, and then it was like, you know what, we're just gonna go to that city anyway and just chill and just do, because you might as well in it.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Get the experience. Like it may not be this thing. A lot of people don't realize it, but things that don't work out for you actually work out for you. So
Yeah.
so it's like a lot of times we may think, oh, this didn't work out, it's the end of the world. But it's like when you look at it, it's like, okay,
There's got
maybe
everything for a reason.
exactly. So
And,
it's like,
and sometimes you don't see the reason until months or even years later.
right. So in my heart, I feel like we just needed to go out there and see what it's like first. So that's what the universe was saying. Like, you're not gonna come out here and perform. You're gonna come out here and see what it's like. You're gonna meet some people, and then that's gonna open up for you. Yeah, like no shortcuts.
Bigger
you know?
picture, yeah.
No shortcuts. You're gonna go the long route here, and it's gonna be worth it. Like, so that's the way I see it. You know, so I don't feel bad about it not happening. Obviously, you know, I told everybody on the tour that we was gonna make it happen. So for me to relate the news to them that it wouldn't, it was just kind of like, oh man.
It's it's beyond your control, innit?
100%, yeah.
When it's beyond your control, that's just the way it goes sometimes, man.
Right.
Right. Word up, man. Word up. But not to worry. The foreign exchange tour continues, man. It continues now. I read up on you a little bit more, and I noticed at the time you had a go-to track by Nipsey Hussle, right? But I want to expand on that a little bit more, right? You have influences that include Rhapsody and Nas. Let me ask you this. For you, what is your go-to track for both of those artists, Rhapsody and Nas? You know what I mean? Rhapsody, big ups to her. She's got a new album coming soon as well, man.
I actually peeped the marketing for that. I want to tap into that for sure. For Nas, it's got to be either I Can or Purple. Like, those are like the two of my favorite Nas tracks, you know. I Can, I actually sung it at my stepping up ceremony in school.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what connected me. That's another thing that connected me to hip hop, like wanted me to get deeper into it. And for Rhapsody, it's a tough one. It's called Don't Need It. I believe it's on the album Layla's Wisdom. I think it's on that album. I'm not 100% sure. But the song is called Don't Need It.
Answers on the postcard, please.
Don't need it. No, you don't need it. Oh, I don't need it. Oh, you don't need it. Oh, I don't need it.
Where that tune come from? Layla Wisdom, Idea Beautiful, Eve. There's one called Don't Cry or something like that. Please Don't Cry, something like that. The album's called. She's got a next one coming that's dropping next month. Woo!
Yeah, Rhapsody's fire. I missed her twice in New York, man. She had a concert. She had a concert that I missed, and then I want to say earlier this year, Nas did the Mass Appeal pop-up shop, and she popped up there. But like the day that I found out that she was gonna be there, I was working that day, so I tried to rush down there. But when I got there, she was gone.
Dang.
Yeah, everybody was gone because I seen my homegirl. She took a picture with Dave East. Like, there was so many people there. I was like, oh, I missed everybody.
Oh, my days.
But I went back the next day and I shot like some actual content inside. I think it was the Ghostface Killer exhibit. So there's a clip on my IG where I'm sitting in the chair and I'm rapping a verse. That's in the Ghostface Killer exhibit. To bring it back to your story, but yeah, man, Rhapsody's dope. I've always wanted to like go see her perform, and I wanted to meet her in person. Like, I really think she's super dope. Like, I listen to a lot of women like MCs. By the way, like MCs. I listen to a lot of them. Like, and a lot of people don't think that the women could spit too, but they can.
Of course,
There's so many women artists that I could like name right now that I really
name them.
It started with Queen Latifah.
I'm gonna help you.
It started with Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Rod Digger.
Yeah.
Rhapsody. Blimes Brixton. I think that's her name.
All right. Okay.
Gabby. I forgot her name. Gabby. It's Gabby something, but she's a super dope artist. Like, I really like her.
I'm gonna help you out. Jean Grey, she I don't think she's on the hip hop thing anymore, but Jean Grey is one of them.
Okay.
Star, great friend of the program. You know what I mean? I interviewed her back in 2018. Great person she was. Ty Phoenix.
Oh, I've heard Ty Phoenix.
I love Ty Phoenix, man.
I thought, what's her name? Flo Milli. I thought Flo Milli was cool. And so the name that I was thinking of is Gifted Gab. Gifted
okay.
Gab. She's dope. She's super dope. I like her. And Blimes Brixton is the name. Yes. There's quite a few. And I listen to Beans. Like there's a lot of dope women talent out there. We need to start like showing love to them. sure, it's a male-dominated sport, but like,
mind
there's
you,
women out there.
it could be something that might be in your future, you know, in terms of tours and everything and open mics and everything else. You know what I mean? Putting on a show that's like, yeah, I'm running the show, but it's all about these female MCs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One by one, and they come up and they show you what they can do. You know what I mean? Yes.
So actually on the album Unexpected Volume 3, there's a song called Lyrical Exercise 3. And those have 2 dope women MCs on there as well. We got Payday Ness and Jody the Real. And Jody the Real's from Staten Island, Payday Ness is from Queens. You know, they absolutely bodied me on that track. Like that's what I wanted. I wanted them to like go hard and showcase their skills, you know. So that's the reason why Lyrical Exercise exists, and they did just that. But yeah, I'm always gonna big up the women artists, man. Always. The rappers, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, man. And the ones from the UK, I know of the lady called Jazz Kahina. She, you know what I mean? I seen her perform. She opened up for Radica when she was out here, and I was like, man, this woman's vicious, man. This woman's vicious. So, you know, big ups to her. She's like one of the ones that pop out my head. There's a next one, can't quite remember her name, and she opened up for. She was at Jazz Cafe. Oh, I hate that when you can't quite remember the names. You could just, and she was from Manchester as well. Actually, now I think about it.
Okay.
She was from Manchester. You know, her partner was with her. You know, in behind the scenes, you know, in the background, and she ripped it up, man. I'm actually the worst thing is I'm following her on the gram as well, and we can't remember her name, but you know who y'all is. You know, I mean, I'll probably put it there on the screen, but you know, later on, y'all know what that is, man. Yeah, man. MC Reef, man. RePPiN4U hip hop show, man. It's an honor and privilege to have you back out here, in the UK. You know, final thing before we do what we do. Have you got advice for people who, you know, not just coming up, but like trying to do what you're doing right now? Like they can't do what you're doing because what you do is unexpected. But you get the idea.
I appreciate it. I would say just believe in yourself. You know, and that goes a long way, you know, and I feel like a lot of times people would say that, but they don't really explain what that means. Like, believing in yourself is ultimately knowing that what you're set out to do, you can actually do. You know, it's like you're not worried about the downfalls, like, because you know that's part of the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to believe in yourself to a point where nobody can talk you out of what you want to do. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that try to come around and be like, well, maybe you should do this and maybe you should do that and blah, blah, blah. But no.
Yeah, so that's definitely happened to you, right?
100%.
That's definitely happened to you. And how did you, I mean, for you, how did you respond to things like that, man? You know what I mean? Especially knowing...
A lot of times I told them to their face, shut up. Like, you know, like it's just that simple. Like, a lot of people would project. They would be like, oh, well, I've been doing music for 20 years and I didn't make it nowhere, so you may not. Okay, well, that's you. You know what I'm saying? That's you. I have my own journey, so it's like I'm not worried about what you went through. I'm saying thanks for the heads up that something might happen, but I'm not looking for it to happen. You know, like I'm gonna push to make sure it doesn't happen. So whatever you did wrong, that's on you. But I'm gonna make sure I go this route and figure it out. So you know, my belief in myself is really, really high. And like I said, I used to be very self-conscious of myself, like rapping in front of other people, not on stage, but like just like ciphers or like telling people I rap and stuff like that. Now I'm everywhere. Like, for example, for this tour, I've literally been stopping people randomly in the street and I'm saying, yo, I have a tour coming up. Would you like to come to the show? So it's hit or miss. A lot of times people are just like, yeah, whatever. Other people are just like, I just met this guy, Mike, actually. And he was like, yo, man, I want to come to the tour. He's like super charged up energy. Like right down the block. I just met him down there, you know, before you showed up. So, yeah, and he was like a really, really cool dude. He sent me a video of him freestyling at the Onyx show. They were here not long ago. I didn't know that show, which I just found out. So I'm like, damn, man, I keep missing them. I saw them last year in New York, right in my backyard, pretty much. You can say that. Yeah, They just dropped their new album, and it all started in Brooklyn. That's where that thing called. Yeah. That's tough. But I would like to reach out to Onyx and see if I could connect with them because they're really dope, man. I like them.
Yeah, man. They're always out here. You know what I mean? They're always...
I peeped because last year we did the show at Brixton Market. And then like maybe 2 weeks later, they Brixton Market posted the same thing with them in the shop. I'm like, what happened? Like, you know, like it's like, damn, I keep missing these guys, but like they're really, really dope, man. I really like them.
Well, you know what? Because we've connected even further now, and I know I'm following Onyx and various other artists, and I keep a keen eye on when what shows are doing when they come out here and everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, cause I know you do this on a yearly basis. You know what I mean? I can always, because if you miss the post, I'll just hit Robin and DM and say, yo, this person, that person, this person, that person. Like in a few months' time, Black Milk will be here, right here at Hootananny, and that's the guy I named the show after. You know what I mean? So it's like it's gonna be extra special for me. Even though I've seen him once already, but we're gonna see him again because he dropped the album Ceremonial.
Twice as nice.
There you go. Yeah, for sure, man. You got any shout outs that you want to give out to the people before we close out?
Shout out to you for making the trip out here to do this interview, man. I mean, it's such a full circle moment for me to be able to message you and say, hey, I want to do this, and you to be like, yeah, I can do it. You know, that was pretty dope. Shout out to my family for always supporting me. You know, a lot of people don't get their family to come out to shows or to listen to their music or anything like that. I've been blessed with both. Shout out to everybody in London that's always showing, like, I mean, by the time they find out I'm here, they want to make sure I have a good time. So shout out to everybody in London that's always out here. And most importantly, shout out to myself, man. Like, if I could talk to my younger self and like be like, yo, you're actually gonna be touring overseas and like be doing cool stuff, I would love to, shout out to the young MC Reef, So
yeah. But I hear that, man. I definitely hear that. The younger version of yourself. If I tell my younger version of myself, yo, you're gonna top it up with Ghostface Killah in a Caribbean shop, eating yam and dumpling and rice and peas and all that. I'll be like, oh, what the get out of here!
Exactly, So that's what makes it unexpected, man.
That's the same guy on the chessboard. You don't see his face, and he looks really intimidating and everything. You're like, oh, I don't want to mess with him. I'm chilling with him in the bloody. Yo.
That's pretty dope, man. That's really dope. That's really dope.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. MC Reef. Yeah, man. We're definitely gonna reconnect, man. Especially if you're out here every year. You know what I mean? And I'm out here in London like almost like every other month or every other week, the way it's going these days. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
Working on it, man.
Man.
For those of you guys watching, man, the Foreign Exchange Tour, July 22nd to July 24th. I got 2 shows in London. I got a show in Reading. Tap in with your boy and let's have a great time, man, for real.
Yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Get out there. Yo, make it happen, man. Make it happen. Salute.
I've been diving through my menu, trying to feel these instrumentals, get some lyrics short to get me closer to the biggest hit. Gotta finish what I start, so the cycle just continues. The last thing I want to hear is sure you got a day. So I wander my city looking for the inspiration. Plus I got some homies that could use a little motivation. As I lead the way, I hope you take my invitation to work hard on this journey. I have yet to take vacation. They said I would get some haters, but I don't feel like they hating, cause ain't nothing they could do to stop this progress that I'm making. I'm on track like a train to be the next biggest thing, but it was never easy. My ambition is to blame. They used to ask who that, and now they figured out my name. They used to say I was right, and now my lyrics on their brain. My life started off bad, but now I really can't complain. From a boy to a man, I really like who I became. MC Reef.
Quick.